Friends, hello! What up? Welcome. All right, so I'm going to start the poetry read off tonight with a short piece of fiction. But it's only like a minute and a half long, so we'll do that. This is from a book called Post-Production. I sit staring at my computer. It had clicked over to screensaver mode half an hour ago. A small rectangle bounces around the screen, turning a different color with each digital wall it touches. I wait for the stars to align within the computer's coding so the rectangle will insert its dimensions perfectly to one of the wedges corners of the Samtron 96B 17-inch monitor. It will never happen. Days pass. I'm unaware of how I get anywhere during the in-betweens. I'm now screaming into the bathroom mirror with sunglasses on. I'm now on Target watching the remains of a person fold crew necks. I'm now involved in a conversation with my cubicle mate. She always smiles, always. It is the smile of the great white shark. The eyes are blank, the mouth agape. What's her name can fix a slashed neck with the power of positivity. The secret had instructed her to write a check to herself yesterday, in her mind, that it would materialize. The check was a perfect metaphor. It was amazing. I wanted to hug the check. Kiss his cheek. When I found this out, I knew then that at any given point, she could easily take the day off and kill us all. You should use your dreams, impregnate them with hope. Subconsciously, we can do this, she says. I don't know how to respond to this comment. Instead, I try and think about the most horrifying thing that had happened to me in the past month. I'm staring at Deidre's vagina. It's pretty close up at this point. It is an understated piece of genital. The lips are medium-sized with little fan-outs. The skin around is shaved and fades with the appropriate shade of pink. Pubic hair, the little she does have, is close-cropped under a very thin landing strip of brown bristles. Renegade curlies show up as we move further under and back. We haven't done that yet, but we can tell. It was whirlwind getting here. I decided to take the first step in one of us coming. Her fascination with tongue kissing for hours on end that never led to anything except quiet masturbation later on was slowly converting me to a serial killer. Earlier tonight, we had watched the Oscars. I decided to start rubbing Deidre's vagina over the material of her slip-like dress. I had been tongue kissing with her for over an hour. I actually got lost and got back in an erection 3 times during the whole event. So I put my pointer and index finger right where her button should be and pushed. 8 minutes later, I am no more than 3 inches away from her vagina with my tongue coming out and flicking motions when I hear this. I hope you brought your dental down. Dental down? I appreciate Deidre's sense of humor on a regular basis. I'm staring at her pelvic ridge now. Frightening images of me suffocating under a plastic-wrapped pussy eliminate any erection within 14 feet of the detonated statement. People don't use that. I thought it was like a myth. Nope. I laughed hardly, pulling at her already straddled panties, reverting back to preliminary playfulness in the hopes of her forgetting about this dental dam nonsense. Then she squeezes her legs tight with an imploring look on her face. I barely get my head out of the way in time before the door slams shut. Wait, you want me to use one like a real one? Yeah. You can pass disease through cuts in the mouth to cuts in the vaginal walls. I not only feel my erection vanish, but my entire penis sucked back into my abdominal in horror. Well, I don't feel comfortable with them. Then I don't feel comfortable with you licking my pussy. That night had not ended well. What's her name stares at me now, ready to unfuck that situation with tarot cards and cleansing stones. I think that I might have told that story out loud when I just meant to think it as a means for escape. For one caramelized second, I see a small Buddha god transfixed under her skin. I decide to walk home that night even though I have a car. I feel like that made more sense to me writing it in a fictional voice than it did to you guys, but that's totally cool. Well, it's from a novel. It's not happened yet. Radiation Angels versus the Still Zombie. You have swayed me with that tight-lipped judgment. I can now see through the mystical mesh of your science, which is directly attached to your ego. So, it spurts and burps the most amazing definitions. I am flat on the floor, prone as a mat, push up and down, till your muscles tell you that the strength in your elbow is hinged on your desire to rule. And we're staring at you, a fiend skimming the blood pan, and simmers turn to bubbles, turn to arguments, turn to moods, turn to temperatures, turn to climates. Turn 2 globes opposite their poles and wobbly, like science, like electromagnets making radiation angels as they suck on your toes. Flipping upside down, showing us the wrong holes, is wobbly like a dark night, wild and feverish by yourself until eternity is a micromanaged wish. To explode inward and take the entire universe with you. And God spit on the God of this day spits on the God in your eyes, and your eyes gouge out the rectal power of discernment. Through tongue-tying metaphor that holds truth like tiny dancing illusions spinning on the tip of your imagination. The zombie in you is all snarling teeth, blood-smeared teeth, grinning natural-born killer scenes with neck-hung prostituted memories of some shit that didn't even make the room bigger. When it is sourcing out the ancient heat explosion of the present, and your presence isn't needed. I have one more, and then we'll move on. This is for everybody out there that writes. I think there's a few of you out there. Your bits and pieces, my type of writer. They're barely aware of the last, horrified by the silence, an awkward finger in the rotting socket, a hot-natured enemy, always cold with two-tone minds. More a lovable enemy than hated house guests. The ones not as dark as the writing would allude to, not nearly as happy as a smile would suggest. They take rejection letters with 2 creams. These heroes run out the shower to get to a scrap of paper for a line they'll never use. And if war is peace, they win skirmishes, and suicide will, with toppled exclamation points, YouTube socks, stuffing their hearts, forgetting what acceptance means when it gets bland. Eyes like dirty sponges circling a flooded sink, a risky policy you never collect, but love to have. They leave glasses, dishware, and concern all over the out-of-place table, hating themselves for it, and it's not picked up. These ones toss lengthy pieces of writing away, and he'll cut himself, but he'll kill for you. Her brain so wide open, the hinges don't even break, well adapted and hardly honest, the tangible scenario that makes me believe. The poem. There never was a poem, there was just you. Thank you.